And welcome to Arts Talk. I'm Bill Roberts.
I'm Jennifer Boudreau.
So Jen, we just had Halloween. What did you dress up as?
Well, I kind of dressed up as one of the cult worshippers from my short film.
Wow.
Yeah, it was awesome. And then I went to a girlfriend of mine's place of work and scared the pants off her.
Excellent.
Fabulous.
I didn't dress up. I just gave out candy to kids that drove up on quads with their parents. That's what you get when you live out on an acreage.
Awesome.
So that was pretty cool. But I wanted to get to our question of the
Yes.
month. So
Tell
we did have a response. So question for October was, have you ever been to a show at the Walterdale Playhouse?
And who was our winning
And
responder?
Kristen Finley, who is actually a local stage artist, did respond, and she says yes, she's been to several shows there. Not only has she been to several shows at the Walterdale Playhouse, she has directed a show there, she's written a show, and she
Oh,
was the
goodness.
artistic director. So she obviously loves the Walterdale Playhouse and says it's a great venue
think
for sure.
so.
So, other thing I wanted to talk about.
Yes, you just recently went to Salt Spring.
I
Tell
was
us.
away in Salt Spring Island, which is a lovely island in BC. I try and get there at least twice a year with my wife. And last show we got to talk about Jennifer's dive trip and got to see some pictures of Jennifer's dive trip. So I brought some pictures for us to look at from my show, or from the trip for this show. So as you can see right now, Jennifer, this is on the patio of our cottage, enjoying some wine and some cheese, and it overlooks the ocean, and it's a beautiful cottage that we have there in Salt Spring.
Awesome.
Obviously the trees in Salt Spring are amazing because they're huge, they're old, covered in moss, so I had to get a picture of that. You can just see the colors on that is pretty amazing.
Is this the hippie island that doesn't have any power?
It's all artists. There is power,
awesome.
but it's all artists. But I had to get a picture of this. They have some really cool spiders on Salt Spring Island, and considering that last month was
Good
Halloween,
shot.
I thought it fit very well. And again, because it's such a good climate. This is Salt Spring Island cheese, which is made right on the island with goat's milk, and we make sure that we get there every time we're out on the island. Very, very tasty, and you get all to sample it.
Who's
Me
that guy?
testing the cheese, of course, had to do that. And then my wife also testing the cheese. So we had a great time in Salt Spring Island, and I just tried to, outdo you a little bit. I didn't do any diving or kayaking this time.
No.
We usually do when we're out there, but I didn't have the opportunity this time to do that. So for this month on this show, I've got Catherine Kerr coming on from Edmonton Arts Council to talk about the Aboriginal Art Park. And who do you
Excellent.
have?
I have the Royal Alberta Museum to talk about their closing party.
Excellent.
Very exciting.
Well, we'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Arts Talk. I'm excited to have with me Catherine Kerr, who's the Public Art Director of Edmonton Arts Council.
Hi, Bill. Thanks for inviting me.
You're very welcome, and thanks for coming, Catherine. I wanted to find out a little bit, first of all, how you become the Public Art Director with Edmonton Arts Council.
They are rare positions. My background is architecture and visual arts, and I was a public artist myself, and I also have some art administration background. So between the group, when the call came out, I applied for it.
And how long have you been in the position now?
A little over 2 years.
And so were you a visual artist yourself? Or?
Yep, a visual artist and a public artist.
Oh, excellent.
Yes.
So one of the reasons we wanted to have you on the show is because you've got a very exciting event or opportunity that has come up here for the City of Edmonton, which is called the Aboriginal Art Park.
That's right.
So I'd like to hear a little bit about it, where it's going to be, and so on and so forth.
Well, the Aboriginal Art Park started probably 3 years ago as a combination of master plans. The City of Edmonton and the Parks Department were working on a master plan for the Queen Elizabeth Park, and it is phased into several phases of development. And the Edmonton Arts Council had a master plan which included art parks and art in parks. So the two of them dovetailed beautifully together. And there was the concept to come up to have an Aboriginal park at the south top end of the park, which is where the old pool used to be. And this was taken out for community consultation and open houses. And at some point it was decided that we would have a visioning session and call in Canadian Aboriginal artists or Indigenous artists to give us a feel for how they felt that the park should develop. So that started, or that happened in September of 2013, actually just when I was starting my position, and was facilitated by a Métis curator named Candace Hopkins. And out of that, we came away with the idea that we should put a steering committee together of Treaty 6 Métis, Nation representatives, Aboriginal artists and community representatives to really talk about how they visioned an art park that represented themselves or their culture here in Edmonton, how that would come together and what it would look like. And we really got a lot of information from these very knowledgeable people. And what they felt is they wanted the park and whatever art comes to the park to tell the story about this place. Treaty 6 stories, Métis stories. And so we put out an expression of interest to Aboriginal artists across Canada to respond to this call. And we received quite a number of applications. We held the selection committee for that in September. And 16 artists were shortlisted for 6 sculptural or three-dimensional installation opportunities that will be in the park. So these are going to be outdoor artworks.
Okay.
And we held another workshop last weekend, as a matter of fact, for these shortlisted artists to listen to and hear stories from Treaty 6 nations and Métis knowledge holders and elders, to visit the site, to ask whatever questions that they wanted to, and to begin to develop their ideas of what their projects will entail. And another really important part of the projects for the artists will be community engagement. How will they engage the Aboriginal communities within Edmonton in the development of their artworks? Will it be at the idea stage or in the making stage? And they'll come back and tell us how they foresee this happening. So we're at a really nice crossroads. We know who our shortlisted artists are, and they're off now and working on developing their proposals, which will be reviewed in January.
And so are you still on track then? I think the plan is to unveil the Aboriginal Art Park in 2017.
That's right. The fall of 2017, we hope to have not just the artworks installed, but also the art park development around the artwork. So there is some infrastructure that the park is, the department is working on to rehabilitate and renaturalize that site in particular, but as part of the overall QE master plan.
I think, is there it's going over an old burial ground area, is that correct, in that area of Queen Elizabeth Park?
The art park itself is not on the burial ground.
Yeah.
It actually overlooks the river, which overlooks the burial ground. Under Walterdale Bridge, the new Walterdale Bridge, there were campsites that were discovered. And those have been recorded, not moved. They will remain there, but there will be the representation or another campsite placed lower down in the park, and that has nothing to do with the Aboriginal Art Park itself, but it is a memory of the communities that have visited and lived in this area for thousands of years before contact.
Well, that's excellent. It's again, as I said, it's such an exciting thing again for our Aboriginal community to have the ability to get their art there, and I'm really curious to see how it's going to work after you've got the 16 artists, and as you break down, once they bring their vision to you to what they would like to see in their three-dimensional type art, whether it be a sculptor or whatever that they might do. So it's going to be an exciting thing to see, and we look forward to seeing it in 2017. And I'd like to thank you so much for being on the show, and we'll definitely keep an eye out for it for sure. Thank you so much. We'll be right back after this.
Hi, welcome back. We are moving into our events section, and it's November, so it's getting into the Movember month. Are you doing Movember?
Well, I'm already there, maybe. I'll have to think about that for sure, but it's a great cause. So if you don't have a mustache, and I know there's certain people on our crew here, such as our floor director, does not have a mustache, so he could be part of Movember as well.
That'd be fun. So if you're participating in Movember, we want you to send us your crazy Movember pictures. And then some other stuff that you can check out this month is the 8th Annual Festival of Trees in Sherwood Park. So it's from November 20th to 21st, and it's at the Festival Place. And then the Royal Alberta Museum is moving, so they have their 48-hour closing party starting December 4th at 5 p.m., and you could stay there all the way until 5 p.m. on December 6th.
That sounds like fun. I've got a couple of events as well. I have one that's called the Celebration of the Smalls, and that takes place on November 14th from 10 a.m. till 7 p.m. As Christmas season approaches. It's a chance for you to go out and buy different types of items, craft items. Everything's under $150, and that's going to be at the Knox Hall. So that sounds like a fun event for Christmas. Get ready for Christmas. And I also have Ageless of the Ageless Art Thursday, which is November 19th from 1 till 3 p.m. And it's a chance for older or mature adults to get out and have some social interaction, do some art, and have some coffee, tea, and treats. And you can get more information about that through the Art Gallery in St. Albert. So that sounds like a fun event as well.
That sounds super fun.
And you know what's so good about that event?
No.
It's my birthday.
Oh, no
so
way.
I think it's perfect time. Maybe I should go do some art.
I think that you should, or model for some art.
Well, I could do that as well.
So if you have an event that you want us to share, how can you get in touch with us, Bill?
artstalkedmonton@gmail.com. You can go to our website, artstalktv.com. We're also on Twitter, and we also have a Facebook page as well. We'll be right back after this.
Hi, welcome back. I'm with Natalie and Oksana from the Royal Alberta Museum, and they are here to talk about their moving party coming up really quickly. And so you've been at your current home for 48 years, and now you're moving. How did this happen?
Well, the move has been planned for a while now, and I think it came to a point where we were just outgrowing our space, and you know, because we're a provincial museum, so our mandate is to collect kind of Alberta's history, and as you can imagine, the current space that we have became too small really, really quickly. And so for a while there had been talks about growing and expanding, and then the opportunity came to move downtown, and so we took it and ran with it, and we're really excited. The new location is going to be double the exhibition space, a lot more room for us to grow and continue in our research and collecting and development of the work that we do. So,
oh, that's
yeah.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So your 48-hour closing party, is that because you've been there for 48 years?
Yeah.
Genius. So you're going to be open for 48 hours straight. People can go and do activities at any time in the night.
Right. Yeah, so starting on December 4th at 5 p.m., we'll be open for 48 hours with free admission, loads of activities, and also a new feature exhibit that walks us through our history and then gives people a sneak peek into what's to come.
I love it.
Yeah.
Do your exhibits come to life at night, like in the movies?
I mean, there's rumors from our security guards, but we can't confirm anything. So I don't know. You'll have to come and check us out at 3 a.m. in the morning during our party and look for yourself.
Find out for real.
Yeah.
So you're doing a film festival, a 48-hour film challenge as part of your 48-hour closing party. So tell us a little bit about that. Can people still get in to participate?
Yeah, so registration actually doesn't close till November 15th, so there's a lot of time for you to come and register and submit for our film challenge. We're partnering with Edmonton Short Film Festival, and we're running, again, a 48-hour film challenge. So you have 48 hours to make your film, and we're going to give you a little bit of a challenge to make it. So between noon of November 16th and noon of November 18th, you'll have to complete your film, submit it, and then we're going to screen it on December 5th. So you get to see your masterpiece on the big screen. But on the 17th, if you pre-register, you'll get a chance to come and actually film at the museum. So we're going to keep it open extra late for you or any filmmakers who want to come. And really we want to stress the fact that the film festival and participation in it is open to anyone regardless of their skill level. So people who've had no previous filmmaking experience to people who've had tons can come and kind of help celebrate the museum and say goodbye to it in their own way. So
that's going to be really fun.
Yeah, so it'll be exciting. Mm-hmm.
So your new location is fairly close to the arena, is that correct?
Yes.
And what are you going to do, because you're not opening there until the end of 2017, so what are you going to do in the interim?
Well, as you can imagine, it's a really big move. So we've got a number of things to pack, a number of artifacts. Some of them are very unique and will require unique packing solutions as well. And then we've been planning exhibits for a few years now, and that work will continue throughout the next 2 years.
So I've recently moved several years ago to my apartment, and packing for that was a nightmare. I can only imagine what this process must be like.
Yeah.
Can you maybe give us a little bit of a hint?
Yeah, it's really complicated, right? Because in addition to just artifacts, we also have a bug room, a bug lab. So we have live specimens, we have snakes, we have fish, we even have turtles. So we really got to make sure that they're safe and in a safe environment to be transported as well. And then, you know, like Oksana touched upon, we have really special artifacts that can only be moved in certain temperatures under certain conditions.
wow.
So, I mean, it's a complicated process, and it requires a lot of just thoughtful planning and a lot of time. So, I mean, we're going to be really, really busy. I know for the public, it's going to seem like, well, I can't come see our galleries, but the galleries have always been a component of the bigger stuff that we do, you know, because we do research, we have curators, scientists on staff always working and contributing to, I guess, you know, helping preserve the history of Alberta. So, yeah.
Oh, I love it. I didn't know that. Are you going to have a 1-hour grand opening party to match your 48 hours for the closing party?
I think it'll be a little bit longer than that.
Oh, excellent.
So we haven't quite gotten there yet with all of those plans, but there's definitely a lot to come. And we're encouraging people to follow along with our move. We've got a hashtag Museum on the Move, and we'll be doing a lot online in terms of giving people sneak peeks. We've got a curatorial lecture series planned as well, so there'll be many ways to stay in touch with what's happening.
So where can people find, besides the hashtag, is there a website or Facebook page that's trendy with the kids nowadays?
Yeah, like we're really active on almost all social media sites. So you'll see us on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, and you can follow us all, everything that we're doing there on our website as well, royalalbertamuseum.ca. We'll have updates there as well. So.
Oh, awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on to our show. Don't forget to check out their closing party starting December 4th, and you can follow their hashtag Museum on the Move and check out pictures and updates, and it just sounds like it's going to be a crazy party. 48 hours. You could be there the entire time and do all the events if you wanted. So thank you so much, and we hope to see you at your closing party, and good luck with your move.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
so
having
much.
us.
Yeah.
It was my pleasure.
And welcome back. Great interview with Natalie and Oksana about the
Thank
museum.
you.
It's going to be interesting that they're not going to be in that location anymore after having been there for so many years.
And I'm just so glad that I don't have to do the packing for that.
Well, maybe they'll still call you.
I'm not available.
Oh, good.
Not that day. Anyways.
So I have another question to ask our viewers, question of the month
Yes.
for November. So I want to know, have you ever been to the Edmonton Art Gallery? And if so, what did you see there? So have you been to the Edmonton Art Gallery, Jennifer?
I did. My love is an artist, so we went in the first, I think, week that it was open, and they had, I think the most interesting one that we saw was the Murder of Crows, which was, it was a sound one. So they had, I don't know, a couple hundred speakers set up, and it was pretty interesting.
So if they want to respond to our question, our viewers, how can they do that?
You can email us at artstalkedmonton@gmail.com, or you can send us a message on Twitter at artstalktv, at artstalktv, the Twitter handle.
There's a bit of a mouthful there for you.
It is, yes. Or come to our Facebook page, Arts Talk Edmonton, as well. And don't forget to send us your Movember pictures. You can send that to any of those addresses.
Again, really important cause. So if we can see some of those pictures from right from the beginning through some of those growth stages.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that would be fabulous.
That would be exciting for sure.
And one more thing, we're into November now, so your Christmas countdown has started. If you haven't started Christmas shopping, get out there and get started.
It is time to start doing Christmas shopping, and of course our next show in December, we'll have to look at a Christmas theme for it, which will be fun.
What are you getting me for Christmas?
You're getting married in December.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
that's not what I asked.
well, it's a surprise. If I
Oh,
if I
good.
told
Okay.
you, then the viewers and everybody
I love
would know.
surprises. Excellent.
Thank you again so much for watching Arts Talk. We'll see you next time.
Have a great night.